Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I'm Irene, and this is Milo, my 14-year-old Brussels Griffon. We made it to 14, July 30th. Yeah, I am so happy we did that. Anyways, I've been traveling around for the last 6 years in my Dodge Ram Explorer 230 XLY van. Well, sorry it's been a while since I have made a video, but it has been a crazy summer this year. So I was struggling with power, heat, all kinds of issues, but we'll get into all of that in upcoming videos. I have to admit, after taking many months break from doing videos, I feel really rusty, like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could turn this back on and do this again, but I'm gonna try just to get back into the swing of things, and I'm sure I'll start to warm up and and just go with the flow of it, and I'm sure it'll all come back and become more natural to me. But I have to admit, it is like really hard to do this video because of taking so many breaks in the past year, but I'm going to give it a try. This video, what I want to go over real quickly is that I just reached my 2-year anniversary owning my Rad Mini Step Through 2 e-bike. So I'm going to go over a couple of things about my e-bike, what's going on with this particular brand, and then also share some pictures and some stories about it, what I've learned from having it, and do that real quickly. So even if you don't have an e-bike, I hope you'll stick around because you just might want one by the time I get done sharing how much my little Step Through 2 e-bike has just been such an incredible blessing to me. Okay, so let's celebrate my anniversary with my e-bike that I did name Baby, just to have a little fun because of what was going on with the economy at that time, but we'll get into that real quickly. Okay, so let's get started. Now, first of all, I want to share why I named my e-bike Baby, because some people thought, oh, that's kind of stupid, naming an e-bike, when why not? Who says you can't? I like to have fun in life, and I like to follow my own heart, not anybody else's heart. Especially the older I get, I just want to live my life and be happy with how I want to live it without other people controlling what I do in my life. So I had a little fun with 2020 is when I got this e-bike, and I knew I was going to get one in September, but I didn't know exactly like when, because there was such a back order on e-bikes back then because of the pandemic that was going on. So I narrowed down, did a thorough research that I knew this Rad Mini Step Through 2 e-bike was going to be perfect for me because I'm short, I needed a step through because of mobility issues, and I had to make sure that I could touch the ground, but also that I could have front suspension at least. So through much of my research, I just knew that this bike was the best one for me, and the quality of it was just so amazing. I mean, she's like a little tank, this e-bike. One of the reasons why I went with the Rad Mini after a lot of research was because of how strong and sturdy that this mini series of rad bikes are made. I mean, just like a little tank. So many people, when they see pictures of her, say, gosh, she looks like she is built so sturdy and strong, or like a little tank. And she really is. Majority of the time I am riding on terrain like this. So there is a lot of dirt. I'm on dirt trails, rocky trails, and gravel. 99% of the time that I'm riding her is set up for terrain like this. So she is set up for that kind of situation for me. I wanted a bike that if I did drop it a couple of times, it was going to be okay. So I honestly have to say that I have, dropped her about 5 times. I had one major accident in the beginning. So she's got the knobby Crusade tires on that I got from the Rad Company. And I absolutely love these tires, and I run them at 10 pounds all the time while I'm out here on this type of terrain. She's just like a little tank. Just nothing is bent. Everything has withstood any type of falling that has happened. So she has lived up to everything that I thought she was going to handle out here in that particular situation. But back then there was such a back order on these e-bikes. People were waiting 4-6 months, and you had to pre-order them. And I was traveling and trying to find the right place where I could have this e-bike, planned, shipped, and that a post office would accept the delivery of the big box and the weight and everything that was going to, be with this bike. So I started getting things for the bike once I narrowed down. Definitely it was going to be this Rad mini e-bike Step Through 2. So I started getting the helmet. I started getting the rack for it. That would be only used on that bike. That's how much I knew I was going to go with this bike. And I just started ordering things for it, and I started thinking, I said, oh my gosh, I feel like a pregnant woman, that's got to wait months and months for her baby to come. And then how they start to get things for the baby before the baby comes, and they have the baby shower and all that kind of stuff. I kind of felt like that because there was such this back order trying to get the e-bikes. And then about maybe actually 2 weeks later, I was surprised that when I went online and I looked, they had some Step Through 2 Rad e-bikes in stock. And I literally had to call and I go, oh my gosh, are you sure you have this bike in stock? And they're like, yes, we do. And I went, oh my gosh. I said, well, I don't want anything to mess up this bike. And I really want to get this bike, and had already clarified where we would be and the post office, that they would accept this delivery. And I made sure, and I called my bank, let them know I was making this large purchase and everything, so that nothing would mess up this delivery of this e-bike. Everything went through, the e-bike came. I was so excited and happy because I was also using this time frame to celebrate my 60th birthday by getting this e-bike, and how much I knew that it would just change my world. Just everything happened so quickly, so fast after I had started getting everything ordered and everything. So I get the e-bike and I open it up. It was just like, oh no, she has the wrong tires. Okay. Okay, come show inside.
Do you have an e-bike in there?
Yeah, we got an e-bike.
Oh, it's got a brown.
Yeah, I got a black seat coming in the Cloud 9. I'm supposed to get the knobby tire. I have to get the knobby tires.
Oh.
The Step Through 2 was supposed to have the checkerboard type, kind of like a knobby tire, but a more checkerboard style. And I was just like, oh no, she doesn't have those tires. And she had what they call the big boat tires. And I didn't notice that that was the bike that they were getting out quickly. So I was so anxious to go ride. Well, I'm not sending a bike back just because of tires, you know, I'm just not going to do that. So we get the bike out, we still set it out, and we go on a ride. Going this way?
How fast did you get up to him?
Oh, I took it easy. So I didn't even have to pedal here, just like let it go. I think you'll win. I'm trying to teach.
You probably will because you're about 50 pounds lighter than I am.
Now, while we went on the ride, I end up having an accident. She basically slid out from underneath me when I went to brake. Because of the type of tires, which I knew right away those were the wrong tires. And I even called them before I even rode it. Right away I said, this is the wrong tire. And so anyways, but nothing really happened at that point. I slid out. When I went to brake, she slid out from underneath me, and down I went. And my hand is so small that it basically, my thumb slid in with the shifter goes, with the throttle and shifter lever, and it basically permanently damaged my thumb. Just want to give a quick update on my rad bike situation and my injuries. Not very far, like 5 miles in one way, 5 miles back. And on my way back, you know, I go to stop and the bike just slid out from underneath me and down I went on my left side. So what happened is I scraped up the side of my arm, my knees, the side of my leg. This leg is hurt. And then of course my hand, because you work a throttle. And so when I went down, my hand must have slipped off the throttle part and got wedged into where the shifter is. There's a little lever thing, and I'm pretty sure that that's what happened. And it just jammed itself right into my, you know, thumb part and scraped it up, and then it's been all swollen. So I'm one-handed right now, so I figured this was the best way to give everybody an update. So I knew the problem wasn't me. I've ridden dirt bikes my whole life. I knew that the problem was the tires and the terrain, on the type of terrain that I was riding. So I called the company back up and I told them my situation, and they were so kind to send me out some new tires, but I had to go and get them put on and stuff like that. But I had to wait for my hand to heal. But I just knew that I was on the right path still with this bike. I get through this process, right? Healing, getting the new tires. And what an adventure of a lifetime I have had with this bike. So once it came loose, but once I secure this back on, I tape this on, okay, so I kind of have to get it reset up. And then so when I'm riding, because the way the throttle is it's designed to take your thumb and you move like this, right? Well, let me get this off. So you move this like this, okay? That's the way it's designed. And then you got your brake and all that. But because I have broke my thumb doesn't bend up here. And sorry if it's kind of dirty, but this thing has got the black tape that I had the electrical tape on there, and the residue is coming off on my hands already. So anyway, by putting this on, okay, what it's going to do is it allows me where because I can't use my thumb the way it's supposed to. So when I have this taped on, it allows me to just push. See what I can do is I can push, I can use my fingers to push, but then when I rest and ride, I can rest my hand, this part of my hand, and I can push down. So once it's taped up. Okay, I got it all taped up. Really great spot and position to help me to push down, and it really makes an amazing difference. I tried riding it yesterday without it on, and it did not go very well. So, back ready to ride again. The one thing that I did find out recently, though, is that the Rad company, for some reason, decided to stop making the Rad Mini Step Through 2 bike. They've got another one that's exact same, similar in model, step through, everything, but they gave it another name. But it doesn't have the front suspension. So I have been kind of expressing my concerns that there are some people out there, especially me, that need to have that front suspension. So I'm hoping in the future they'll still offer it on a step through for, like a fat tire type bike that you can put a fat tire on and have a step through and have suspension. But right now that was the one thing they took away. They said to make a lighter bike. So in a way, I'm really, really more than ever thankful that I got this little step through 2 bike, because of my mobility issues. She really has been more than just a bike. She has been kind of like a mobility scooter. I still travel around with my friend Kent. He's always like further up a road because we like our own personal space, but we like to buddy up together because out here it is way better to travel with somebody. You always have that other person around you if anything should happen. So that's been really nice. He has an e-bike, a different make and model of a company and everything, and I have my Rad. But we ride our e-bikes back and forth between our camps, and we ride together. So that's been also a really nice option to be able to have somebody that has a e-bike as well and enjoy our retirement and just have fun out here. So with you up ahead of me, but she also helps me to ride back and forth between our camps and also act as a mobility scooter, because I don't have to break my camp. I don't have to, move my van to go explore. We get out on our bikes and we get to ride and explore and just really look around and have a great time. And we find also future campsites by doing that we can, go to and keep record of. It's just been so many reasons why having an e-bike has just been a blessing, and even more so now with gas prices, right? Going up and getting extremely high. That's another reason I don't have to, use my van, use my gas to go out and explore. So there are so many reasons to have an e-bike in today's world that I can't highly recommend getting one. It doesn't matter what brand, but this one worked the best for me. There are some other ones out there that do have suspension in the front and in the back. That's probably where I will go in the future if I ever did replace this one. But for right now, this one has worked for me. It really has. But research all different types of e-bikes out there. Find one that works for you, for what you're looking for, because there's so many out there, and there's so many out there that are great depending on the price range, what you're looking for, and find that match for you. But definitely once I got those knobby tires on and I keep the pressure at 10 pounds, she just rides over anything and everywhere I want to go. Sand, rocks, gravel, it doesn't matter. It's just been a dream. Really, having this bike has just been a dream come true. I'm going to share at the end some pictures of some of the places that I've got to see with her, and I thank you for coming along this journey with me, celebrating my 2-year anniversary having my e-bike baby. All right, I'll see you in that next video, and in the next one I'll go into more of some current things that have been going on in my life, some really good things, and especially in the future how I got through very hot temperatures being in a van, and also some solar upgrades that I have done to make my life much better out here. So stay tuned for those upcoming videos. I love you all. I hope you've been doing great. Let me know how you've been doing down in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you in that next video.